Well, some might say that Taekwondo was introduced to Afghanistan around 30 years ago. I'm joined here outside the Olympic Park by an Australian who today is introducing alternative music, including rock, to Kabul. Travis Beard, guitarist for the Kabul-based band White City, who's organised an annual festival in an effort to foster a local Afghan rock music scene. First of all, why White City, Travis?
Well, in Afghanistan, the UN use a security term, White City, when you have a lockdown, when there's an attack in Kabul. When our band was gigging around the town, we used to...
Gigging around town?
As in playing concerts, we would be said, you know, there's a White City call out, you shouldn't go out and play, but frankly, we still play no matter what the security situation is, so hence the name White City.
What impact do you have as an alternative Western band of expats?
We basically show the Afghan youth that there is alternative types of music out there that they can listen to besides Bollywood and pop, which is very popular in Afghanistan. So we're trying to expose them to new genres that they can actually get into and obviously start their own bands and then therefore start their own scene.
What kind of security implications are there? I mean, do you literally, as you said, you were gigging around Kabul. Do you go up and set up a platform and then just start playing?
No, in Afghanistan, cultural sensitivities in Afghanistan are that you can't play music in public. We play music within compounds, within restaurants, within allocated places where it's safe, where you have security measures in place so that people who want to come and see your music can get in, and obviously people who would like to disrupt what you're doing cannot get in.
Which kind of audiences, though, are you playing to? Largely non-Afghan or Afghans?
I'd say like 3 or 4 years ago it was mainly the international community within Afghanistan, but now that we have these bands coming up out of the woodwork within the Afghan community, we're actually getting a lot more Afghan youth coming to our concerts, and I would even say now it's more Afghan youth than it is the international community that are coming to see our concerts.
So what's your impression? Are you only doing this in Kabul, or are you beginning to travel, which for some people they might say this is a big risk, what you're doing with Western music out in the provinces?
Well, of course, Kabul has a bubble effect. It's a very secure part of the country in comparison to other parts. We would like to go outside the capital and take it to provincial cities like Herat and Kandahar and these kind of places. But it's slow steps. With everything in Afghanistan, you can't rush things. You must take your time.
Well, let's just see, as I ask you the last question, you and your 2 colleagues playing in Kabul. How do you see this changing, particularly when you talk about what is now coming out of what you call the woodwork in the villages and the towns outside Kabul? Quickly, if you can.
I can see that basically the kids or the youth of Afghanistan, they want alternatives, they want something else to listen to, they just can't get access to it. A lot of them don't have access on the internet, a lot of them don't have access through their schools or even just television. So the radio is a very powerful medium in Afghanistan, so music can be found anywhere in Afghanistan because you can always tune into a radio.
And there is big change.
Definitely.
Travis Beard, thank you very much indeed, with his band White City. You've been watching London Live from the BBC with me, Nick Gowing, and the main news we'll have more in a moment is about the 9 who've been tracked and sanctioned for doping offences. More on that coming up.